ask you to imagine if you can sleep until whenever you feel like waking up. You eat 3 meals a day with all your favorite food, and you can do nothing all day but just chilling out for 365 days a year. Isn't that wonderful? And in fact, some groups on this planet actually do live this way. Don't be jealous, but they are the pandas. 2 months ago, I went to Wolong, Sichuan, and there I was able to participate as a volunteer in the Panda Breeding and Protection Center. And that is me with Panda Tinko. So our daily routine was to timely feed them food and frequently pick their poop. In Chinese, we call it 铲屎官. In my first intention to actually participate this trip is just to see these lazy and adorable things. But however, after my 1 week of experience working with these animals, I realized they are actually a monochromatic hero. Oops, that's a panda poop, by the way. So I have been to lots of Chinese mountains. And something that I realized is that usually these places give me an impression of poverty. But when I went to Wolong, which is also a mountain area, the image changed in me. Because it turns out that that place is very well managed and wealthy location where the local villagers has no worries about their livings. And I was very curious about this question, and I asked myself, why is that? And I went on an investigation, and it turns out panda actually improve the local community's life quality by attracting a massive tourism. So just be honest with me right now. When you look at these pictures right here, don't you feel like your heart is melting? If your answer of this question is yes, then let me tell you, you're not alone because there are thousands and hundreds of other panda fans around the globe that loves panda just like you do. And actually, panda actually attracts 1.25 million tourists per year. And that is only the tourist population in the Sichuan province. And I went on an investigation where there's the price fee to entrance a panda center and visit those pandas is 78 RMB. Then if we time the 78 to this number, we came up with this. 97.5 million RMB. And this is only the money that's only selling the panda visiting tickets on. Let me just confirm one point, is that panda tourism is not just about visiting panda itself. It also involves lots of more industries. For example, hotels, restaurants, souvenirs, and potential transportation. And all these add up together actually triple that price into this number. 292.5 million RMB per year. And this is only the annual income that all industries that are pertinent to panda earns within 1 year just in the Sichuan province itself. So imagine there's actually more pandas more than just within Sichuan province itself. So that means the amount of money that pandas earn actually worth even more than that. And something is triggered by this number. There is a total rise of 56% of the financial income of the surrounding villagers. So, in other words, panda actually makes their locals' life wealthier, and it silently improves and enriches the local community and provided them an uncountable financial income. As I just mentioned above here, are all within China, but panda also has a value that is outside of China. When I had this experience with working with pandas, they're actually pretty stupid. No offense, but they are. They're just floor. They eat bamboos and that is their only picky choice in their diet. And also, they pee and poo anywhere around the place, and I have to spend 1.5 hours every day just to clean them. But for some reasons, they're actually a professional diplomat. In fact, panda is the most effective gift that China decides to offer to a foreign country to show this willingness and friendliness to trade or towards certain agreements or a country. And this map here shows all the places that panda has been to. It involves 3 continents, 14 countries, and 30 and more cities. And for example, you can see over there, panda are given to Canada and Australia for the exchange for uranium, oil, and minerals. For France, for their general offer for uranium oxide, and so does Taiwan, Malaysia, and Singapore for signing the free trade agreement. So that's probably why that a news published by BBC used to call these species the loveliest ambassadors or the Chinese cutest diplomat. And just a quick fun fact over there, even though China offered this panda to a foreign country, we're not actually giving them to it. We're just temporarily renting them. Panda is always the property of China, according to the government. And in fact, it also costs $1 million just to rent a panda in a foreign country, and the contract usually goes to 10 years. So it costs $10 million to keep a panda in your zoo if you're not a Chinese, and sorry, we're just not that generous. As I just stated before, panda has this gigantic tourism value that expands the life of the local community, and also it helps building the international relationship outside of China. So, in conclusion, panda is really the most cute and adorable way to actually save the world, in a later way. So next time, I challenge you, when you go to the zoo and see this animal, or you watch a YouTube video about it, try to think they're more than just a cute species that do nothing and instead of just entertaining you, but they also have this gigantic value to help the world in their own